The fifth benefit is helping you to protect what's important to you. And I think probably when you hear that, the first thing you think of as well, I've got a wife or a husband, I've got kids, those are the things I want to protect. And those are obviously things that people immediately think about that are being important to them. But I want to deal with things that pertain to you being effective in your personal life in terms of moving forward. And the things that I want you to consider starting to protect more is your time, your energy, and your resources. These are the things that you control, and how you control them, how you protect those, how well you protect those things, those resources, are going to have a huge impact on how successful you're going to be in terms of accomplishing goals in your life. And the way to protect what's important to you in terms of your time, energy, and resources is developing and creating your own personal operating system. You'd never buy a computer and not install an operating system. However, 90-95% or more of the people out there, probably including yourself, and to myself to a degree as well, is that we don't have a personal operating system. Now in my case, I've been doing this for 30 years, I certainly have a personal operating system. It's called POP, it's called Power Time System. All the material you see in POP and on this website. The issue is not do I have a personal operating system, the issue is do I control myself well enough on a regular basis to use it, and that really is the big question. And what POP is going to do with you and help you accomplish is to create your own operating system and work with you on making sure that you utilize that on a day-to-day basis. In terms of how that works, when you go to the home page of POP, you'll see on the left-hand side the power wheel. In the middle, you'll see the operating systems, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the blue boxes. Those blue boxes are the interactive part of POP. You're going to physically, emotionally move the material from the power wheel, from our operating systems, and you're going to decide from all of the information here what you want to do in terms of building your own personal operating system. I don't want to go into it in more detail here, but that is a large part of POP, and you're going to find that becoming a challenge, you're going to find it interesting, you're going to find it exciting, and you're going to find that as you bring things from the left, which is, let's call it our side, POP side, to the right, which is your side, you're going to start to say, hey, I took this from there, I implemented and added it to my life, now I can see some improvements. Now you're going to say, the more I bring over, the more I add, the more I implement into my daily operating system, the more power, the more benefit I'm going to experience. Benefit number 6, make accomplishing more in your life a reality. We all want to get as much done as we can each day, each week, each month, each year. Obviously, the more we do each day, each week, adds up at the end to more we can accomplish in our life. We talked briefly about wanting to accomplish as much as we can, accomplishing more in a shorter period of time. Those are all valid, those are all achievable. But obviously the ultimate way to empower and enrich our lives, and obviously to be happier at the end, is to not accomplish a lot of things, but accomplish the key selective priorities. The way to ensure that's going to happen is to make sure that we only start the number of goals and tasks that we have the time, energy, and resources to finally arrive and succeed at. And our ability to pick and choose to separate key priorities from lesser important priorities, which in itself might seem to be kind of confusing, but at the end of the day, we have to sometimes chop what we call the good stuff. It's tough to do, but you want to chop good stuff to make sure that the really important stuff gets done. And POP spends a lot of its time and its efforts to make sure that we're comfortable with that reality as we see it. Now, obviously you may differ, but that's what makes this whole process exciting. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. However, what I do is spend time to explain it and give you our perspective and how it fits into the entire program. And now it's up to you to say, okay, I've heard your side of it, I've heard what you've said, however, for me, for my circumstances, that's not going to work best for me. And POP's been set up and established to make sure that you've got those choices, that we give you our side, the other side, and you then take a look at the entirety and make up your own mind. So that's going to be something that's going to be exciting for us to go through together at the end of the day, you make the decision based on what's best for you. Benefit number 7, you become more proficient at managing your life. And I know we've brought it up a couple of times in the benefits, but it's such an important aspect of POP, and it's going to become an important aspect to you. I hope we can convince you of that and show you how it's going to benefit you, because we're here to make sure that we do our job. Our job is to give you the support, the coaching, the benefit of our experience, and to say, here's what we found out works for a lot of people in the past. We know it's going to work for you. We can't guarantee every single thing's going to work for you, obviously, because that's just not going to happen. That's not reality. But we know that you're going to find the tools and the systems to develop and create what we call your own personal operating system. I'm just going to talk about one single aspect of that. We call it the missing link, and it's basically what we call time activating. It's a simple process. It's something that we've been talking about for probably almost from the beginning, 1979. That's about 32 years ago. We call it the missing link because people have plans, they have time, they have effort, and then they have results. And the missing link is that you've got to take your time, your energy, and you've got to specifically time activate that into a day-to-day operations. Simply stated, if you want to accomplish something tomorrow, whatever that task is, it requires a certain amount of time. Makes sense. An hour, 2 hours. You've got to time activate that into your day. And you have another goal. You might say, I want to accomplish A, B, or C. Each one takes an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And before you know it, you've now time activated, or you've set aside 15 hours of activities, and guess what? You've got an 8-hour workday. What happens? Half of those activities have to either be moved to the next day, the day after, or you've got to say, wait a second, I don't have the time or the resources or the energy to accomplish all of the tasks that I have on my plate right now. Something has to give. POP will show you how to do that, how to decide what goes where, when they go where, how to invest your time, energy, and resources to get the best results. And by time activating, you clearly show yourself, wait a second, I just simply can't do what I would like to do tomorrow or next week or next month, so I now have to back things up, move them back up and down the scale. Once again, these are terms that we have in POP. You'll find out what they mean. They're simple, they're easy, they're effective, they work. But these are tools that we can show you how to become managing life. Thanks very much. Okay, the last benefit I want to talk to is number 8. Basically, it says you will become happier. Now, I don't want you to think that that's in order, but we obviously hope that by working with us, using your copy of POP, coming to the website, seeing all the new material, that obviously you're going to have a positive impact. You are going to become happier. I want to point out that happier obviously is a relative term. Wherever you are in your life journey now, whatever level of happiness that you have, contentment, maybe happy isn't the word that you would use, but it's one that I'll use. It's one that most people will recognize as sort of a barometer of where you are in your life. And as I said, happy is a relative term. If you're really happy, then obviously we can make you a lot happier. If you're not as happy as you'd like to be, then we can certainly address those issues. We can address them with confidence because I've given, 2,100, 2,200 seminars and workshops over the last 30 years. 60, 62, 65,000 people have come through those seminars and workshops. I've had a lot of coffees with a lot of people after seminars, and phone calls, emails, and real letters from people back in the old days of snail mail. I know the impact that POP has on people's lives. What I can't tell you is exactly what aspect it's going to have an impact on, what tool or tip or system that we have is going to make that difference, but I can assure you if you do invest some time, you are going to get results. You will be happier, and you're going to end up a day from now, a week from now, 5 years from now, and saying, you know what, I did spend time with POP, I did go through the material, it did make a positive impact on my life. And really that's all I can expect. I've probably gone on longer than I should have. I'm going to just chop it now. I'll see you again on the website. Hopefully you're going to be happy with your results. If not, you've got my email, you've got my phone number. Give me a buzz. Let's chat. You have a great day. Thanks very much.